Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, the cider drinker here, and yeah, as you can probably tell, I am live from well, my spare room. And if you've already looked at the title of this video, you will know that this is my top cider producers of the year video. For those that are probably wondering why the hell am I doing this completely live. It's because, well, if you check in with me on Facebook, I'll have explained all. Well, if you check in with me on Facebook, I'll have explained all my woes that I've been having with my camera that I used to record. This is it here, the old Sony Handycam, which has been doing me well for a good, I'd say probably about 6 years or so, but it has finally decided to give up the ghost and is just basically not working anymore. So that's why, as of this moment, I am recording live on YouTube via my phone. That's why I'm holding it up with my hand, because I've got nothing to hold it with. But anyway, that's besides the point. And because I've got nothing to hold it with. But anyway, that's besides the point. Welcome to my top cider producers of the year for 2018. Yeah, this is the third year that I've been doing this list, and it's obviously going to be done a little bit differently this year because, well, you know, never had to do it live on YouTube before. But there you go. That's what you know, that's the way things are. That's what it's got to be like. So apologies once again if I do sound a little bit croaky throughout this video. Still got a little bit of a cold coming on. I'm trying to get rid of it as quickly as possible. I'm definitely feeling a lot better than I was a few days ago, but I've got a cup of tea on the go. Not that you guys really want to know about that, because you want to know about what are my top cider producers of the year. Well, it's going to be done a little bit differently. There's a couple of differences to it. Obviously, the same stipulations apply for those of you that haven't seen my last couple of countdowns, is that I must have had at least 3 ciders from the producer's range in order for them to be eligible for the list. So if I've only had 1 or 2, that doesn't count. Because I feel that once you've had at least 3 of them, you get to know more about how the producer makes their ciders and just how, you know, how good they are. You can't really judge that just based on one drink, because you could have that and it would be absolutely fantastic, but the rest of the range would be absolutely pants. So that's why I always say it's always got to be at least 3 ciders to make the list. And if I haven't had that, then, well, it won't be included. And also, the producer must still be in production. They must still be making ciders for them to make the list. Because, well, you guys need to be able to go out there and actually buy these ciders, whether from the shop shelves or from wholesalers or wherever. You must still be able to commercially buy them. So those are the same stipulations as the other couple of times. But a couple of things have changed. You'll notice that I'm actually doing a top 20 this year, because now I've got the list right behind me on my PC here. But I've had obviously more and more producers I've had since I've started, and I thought, well, you guys probably want to know, like, where's this certain producer, like, if you've not seen it. So I've decided to do a top 20, and this time I'll be counting down from 20 to 11. So watch out for part 2. Well, obviously I'll be doing the 10 to 1. And the second difference is that last year I did it as an average rating, which I still am doing, but I only did it to 1 decimal place. This time I'm doing it to 2 decimal places, and you will not believe just how much of a difference that has made to the list. It's made it a little bit more accurate, and it's definitely moved a lot of producers up and down the lists quite dramatically, so be on the lookout for that. So, what I will say, the biggest mover, which isn't in my top 20 or anything at all, they were... Oh, actually, no, they were only 22nd, but they were as far as, like, number 4, and that was, like, the Mates Cider Company, but they are all the way down in 25th now, so it's going to take a lot for them to get back up on the list, but you never know, next year they might be able to do it. So, I have had a couple of ciders before this list goes up, but they won't be included in this list, and they won't affect the ratings at all. So they will be included in next year's list. So enough rambling on, because I've been going on for nearly 5 minutes now without actually starting the countdown. Obviously, there's going to be no fancy effects or anything, so, no big old fanfares and countdowns and everything. It's just going to be a straight roar-up countdown, but I have got the pictures of the companies on the PC, so I'll be switching from selfie mode and everything to, well, make it a little bit more interesting. Let me just have a sip of tea, because my throat is going already. Got to keep it hydrated, haven't I? So, number 20. Oh, and I'll also be saying what position they were last year as well, so, in case you're interested in that. So, number 20 was 18th last year, and surprisingly, the next 4 cider producers all have an average rating of 7.0. And I've based the positions basically just on personal preference, which ones I prefer over the others. But there's a very marginal difference between these 4. But as I said, it's just personal preference. So number 20 was 18th last year. Obviously, average score of 7.0. And they still seem to be hanging around, the late teens list. Oh, excuse me. And it's the Henny Cider Company. I haven't featured them recently. There you go. There's the old Henny Cider Company there. But they are doing some really decent ciders there. Oh, excuse me. You'll have to excuse my coughing, but there we go. Yeah, I have tried their dry and their still sweet, and obviously their vintage is a really great example of a vintage. And the great thing is you can go out and get these ciders, I believe, from Sainsbury's right now. Obviously, it's going to change between county and county. But if you do get a chance, it's a good example of a really good gateway cider. If you've never tried proper ciders before, then Henny's is definitely the way to go. Because they have the subtle flavours, like especially in the vintage. It's not as overpowering as some other vintages, but it's definitely a good way of trying out some new ciders that aren't that you've never tried before. Sorry, I'm really trying to get my throat under control here. Oh, excuse me. I am trying so hard, but there we go. So yeah, number 20 is the Henny's Cider Company. So let's get rid of that one. Right, number 19, obviously, has got an average score of 7.0. They were 17th last year. And you'll notice this little trend going on in the top 20, where the company seem to have just moved down a couple of positions. You will probably notice that as we go on. But I prefer these guys a little bit more than Henny's, because I would class them more as a real cider company. I'm not sure if Henny's do produce actual real ciders or whether they add, sugars and additives to their things, but they still taste great. But these guys are definitely a real cider company through and through, and that is the Rich's Cider Company. It's their Golden Years range, which is obviously featured here. I've tried both the Lambrook Pippin and the Yarlington, both single variety ciders, but I've also tried the combination of the two. So they've done a Golden Years where it's the Lambrook Pippin and the Yarlington Mill, and they are all fantastic examples of ciders. I have not tried their vintage yet, but I will hopefully do it in the future. Why is it whenever I try and do a live video, I always start coughing? So yeah, Rich's Cider is yeah, a really good example. Sorry, I'm gonna just pause here a second just to get my throat under control. Don't you just love being ill? But I really wanted to get this video out, so I am doing it. So yeah, number 19 is the Rich's Cider Company. I'm going to get this video out, cough or no cough. So yeah, keep an eye out for the Rich's Cider Company. Number 18. Hopefully I won't cough my guts up during this. So number 18 was 16th last year, an average rating of 7.0. And it's a more recent addition to the list. I've definitely had these ciders much sooner than I have had with Rich's and Henny's. And also, they are from South Africa. Now, if that doesn't give it away, then maybe this picture will. Yes, number 18 is the Scully Cider Company. No, it's not Sholly. I got told off for saying it like that. But yes, the Scully Cider Company is number 18 with 7.0. They have recently just released a new one, which I have got in my drinks cabinet ready to review. But I have tried all three of these ciders now, and they have been a very, very great examples of ciders. And it just shows that South Africa can produce some top quality ciders. I especially liked the Pack and Pear Perry, which is kind of surprising. I thought I would have liked the Golden Delicious cider the most, but there you go. Normally, Golden Delicious and Granny Smith aren't the usual types of apples that are used to make cider, but it still shows that you can make a great cider from basically a common apple. So well done, Scully, for doing that. Really good example. So yeah, number 8. Oh, nearly gave the game away there, didn't I? So yeah, number 18 is Scully Cider Company. Right. I swear, I don't cough until I do a bloody list. It's unreal. So, number 17. The last cider company that has got an average rating of 7.0 with an average score of 7.0. They were 15th last year. So once again, they've moved down a couple of places. And they're a little bit different because their ciders are infused with herbs. It sounds strange, and I thought it was going to be strange, but they surprisingly worked. The cider company that I'm talking about is Scrumptious Wild. Yeah, I was really surprised by this range of ciders. I thought they were going to be absolutely disgusting, but I don't know how they did it, but they actually worked. The thyme one especially was really nice. Nice, lovely, subtle herby flavours in it, but you still got a really lovely, dry apple taste coming through from it. And basically all their range, the Hunter, Forager and Gatherer, have been great examples, and it just shows that you can't judge a book by its cover, because you take one look at these and you think they are going to be disgusting, but that is so not the case at all. If you see these guys, give them a go, because, well, I was surprised, and I'm sure you guys will be as well. So, yeah, there we go. There we go. Scrumptious Wild is the next one on the list. Oh, get some tea down you, mate. God. Going to take a little bit of a time out here, but you guys that are watching, have you tried any of these ciders yet? Have you tried any of these cider companies before? If you have, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. I do really apologise for my coughing here. It didn't start until I actually did this, started doing this video, but as I said, I've been wanting to get this out for ages now, and I just really want to, you know, get it out, get it out without, you know, many interruptions. But there we go. Fuck's sake! Oh, I'm probably going to get marked for that. I shouldn't swear, shouldn't I? But there we go. Oh, there we go. Tea really is the answer. But there we are. Number 16. Right, let's carry on. Number 16. With an average rating of 7.15. So it's only they're only marginally better than the last 4 cider companies. But I think this will probably shock a lot of you because, well, they're a very well-known company. They were 14th last year, so again, moved down a couple of spots. Yeah, this one I think will surprise you a little bit, but the ratings don't lie. It is Thatcher's. Yes, Thatcher's are slightly better than all 4 of the previous cider producers, but only by just. Do you know what? Despite them obviously being a mass-marketed, you know, industrially made cider company, they do a bang-up job with their ciders. I especially like their vintage, their Green Goblin, and their haze. And for a long, long time, when I first started drinking cider, Thatcher's Gold was my cider of choice. It was my favourite cider for a long, long time. This is obviously before I started, you know, discovering real ciders. But yeah, Thatcher's Gold was always the cider that I used to drink in pubs or wherever I went. If I saw Thatcher's Gold, I would definitely go for it. I still like, as I say, I still like the Green Goblin Vintage and Haze. I have not seen Thatcher's Katie anywhere for a long time, but I'm sure you can still get it somewhere. And I know they've just released a new rosé, which I'm not sure if it's the same as the old rosé they used to do. It'll be interesting to see if it is, but I will definitely... I nearly gave the game away there again, God's sake. But yeah, definitely keep an eye out for that. I'll hopefully purchase a bottle of it soon. But yeah, there we go. So the Thatcher Cider Company was number 16. And another cough here. There we go. So, number 15 is probably going to surprise you guys again, because it's another cider that you can just go out and get in the shops. I know that Home Bargains sold these ciders for a little bit, but personally I do like them a little bit more than Thatcher's. That's probably why they've got an average rating of 7.25, should I say. They were 13th last year, so once again gone down a couple of spots. And, well, it is the Orchard Pig Cider Company. So, yeah, we've just had two industrially made, mass-marketed cider companies back-to-back. I'd imagine these are industrially made. I'm not sure. I know they're definitely not real cider. They can't be classed as real ciders. I know they have stuff added into them, but that doesn't stop it from being a really good choice of ciders. Out of the three that are shown here, the Reveller is definitely my favourite, and funnily enough, it's also the one that you can get hold of the easiest. So I'm sure you guys have seen these in the shops before, but if you've never tried them, I would definitely say give them a go. All three of them are definitely unique in their tastes. They're just a really good step up from, you know, the Wrongbows and the Recorder craps and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely give them a go. And also their Hogfather, which I just recently reviewed as their vintage cider, and that is another really great cider, so keep an eye out for it. And also, bag-in-the-box style, they do a ginger and chili variety. I can't remember the name of it, but they do it in bag-in-the-box, so keep an eye out for it. And yeah, definitely, Orchard Pig do deserve a spot on this list. So, number 14, we are getting there slowly but surely. I haven't died yet, so that's good. Now, number 14 is a bit of a strange one. Not a shocking one, just a bit of a strange one. So, with an average rating of 7.33, they were 12th last year. So again, they've all gone down 2 spots. But I think I might have tried their old range out. So once I get a hold of their new range, it might move them up or down on the places. Number 14 is Hunt's Cider Company. Now, they have definitely redone their labels, because my reviews that I've done were quite a while ago, and they certainly did not look like this. I don't know whether it's a complete range overhaul or whether they've just changed their labels, but it looks like I'll probably have to re-review these guys in the near future. I definitely didn't know they did a strawberry cider, so I'm going to have to keep my eyes out for that. But yeah, I don't know if the Thrasher and the Wobbler are just their relabelings of their sweet and medium dry varieties, respectively. But if they're completely different ciders, then I'll have to give them a go. But the ones that I have had were a really, really great example of like dry and sweet varieties. Because I also tried their Cockington cider, but on their website that is not listed anymore. So yeah, these guys might be changing very soon. Well, probably next year on the next year's list. But yeah, keep an eye out for them. But for now, number 14 spot is held by the Hunt Cider Company. So, number 13. Now, we're starting to get into the ciders that, you know, really do start to, like, show quality. And not saying that the other companies don't show quality, because they do, but I don't know. There's something about this next cider company, at least, that sorry, that was my text. That, I don't know, I personally feel that this cider company has the best labels for any cider bottles out there. With an average rating of 7.33, as well as Hunt's, but I do prefer these guys slightly better to Hunt's. Once again, they were 11th last year, so they've gone down a couple of spots. But I am talking about St. Paul's Cidery, based in Bristol. Well, I mean, if you guys haven't seen these labels before, because I do like a bit of the old metal and everything. I mean, these labels just look absolutely superb. I have all three of them in my drinks cabinet, and they were all just so different. The Pagan, well, I mean, I'm not going to give anything away. I'm not going to give too much away, but check out my review of their Pagan. The flavours that I got from that cider were just absolutely bizarre, but for some reason, it just really, really worked. And the Lucifer Dry, I do like that they did the older 6.66% there. That's a neat little touch. But seriously, all three of these are fantastic. I think they've come out with a new one as well. So yeah, I'm going to have to keep my eyes peeled for that one. But yeah, if they're quite hard to come by. I think you can only buy them if you're in Bristol. Their website is bare bones, I'm going to say that right now. You can't seem to buy their ciders online, and I've definitely not seen them in any cider shops at all. But if you are around the Bristol area and you do see these ciders, give them a go. Despite, you know, because they might be a little bit controversial with their labelling and everything, but if you do see them, then definitely give them a go. Sorry, I had to close the curtains because the sun was starting to shine through. But there we go, you can see my lovely cold-ridden face even more. Isn't that great? So yeah, that was the St. Paul Cider Company at number 13. So, number 12. Well, these guys, bless them, they have sent me so much stuff in the past that I'm still so grateful that I'm able to have been given the chance to actually review their ciders, because without one of my viewers sending one of their cans to me, and without them actually getting a hold of me and saying, oh, I see you've just reviewed one of our ciders, we'll just send you the rest of our range. They are based in Germany, and if that doesn't give it away, well, the picture will. With an average score of 7.66, they were 10th last year, so they have slipped a couple of spaces, and well, if the fact that they came from Germany hasn't given it away, then all their ciders are sitting behind me right now. Yes, I'm talking about Bemble with Care Apfelwein. I mean, yeah. What else can I say? I have tried the entire range of Bemble with Care now, and they have been great. They have been absolutely superb. Their Apfelwein Cola is definitely the standout one of the lot, because it is literally Apfelwein that has been mixed with cola. Again, that sounds absolutely disgusting, but it just works. I don't know how, and I don't know how these guys do it, but it just works. So, yeah, Benedict and all the guys at Bemble with Care, once again, thank you so much for sending all your stuff over to me. I really do appreciate it. But I know these guys are probably going to be a little bit harder to come by for you all, but honestly, if you are ever in Germany and you do see these guys, because they are in the supermarkets over there, you can buy them off the shop shelves, and I know they are starting to go international. I think they might have actually broken America. They might have got onto the American market, which is superb, but they really do need to come to the UK, because I reckon they will go down a storm. But yeah, especially, you know, if you do see any of them at all, give them a go. They are definitely worth your time and your money for sure. So there you go. Number 12 was Bemble with Care. So, the final spot for this countdown, at number 11, we haven't quite broken the average rating of 8 yet. These guys have got an average rating of 7.91, which is, well, it's a bit of a strange one, isn't it? But they were 6th place last year, so that's actually quite a drop. But I think, well, you will probably see from the top 10 as to why. This doesn't mean that I have stopped liking their ciders as much as I do. It just means that a lot more cider companies have come through in the top 10 that, I don't know, they just seem to be making exceptional ciders. Not saying these guys don't. But I would imagine, I mean, these, well, let me just show you who it is first of all. Ross on Y is number 11 with an average rating of 7.91. But I would imagine, because these guys are just making so much cider in such a short space of time, it is crazy how much cider these guys make. All these guys here, Brown's Apple, Sherrington Norman, Yarlington Mill, and Foxwhelp. I don't think I've tried any of that range at all, but it's because every single year they seem to be experimenting with different single varieties, different mixtures. I mean, these guys are multi-award-winning cider company, and I would imagine once I start trying more of their range, they are definitely going to start climbing up into the top 10 ranks again. I can't see them slipping any further down than 11. But yeah, that's not to say that these guys are a bad cider company, because that is far from it. Notable ciders that I've tried of theirs are their Susie Wong and their Headless Man. The Headless Man was just, mind-blowing. It actually did blow my head off. It was strong, it was potent, but the flavours and the complexity that you got from it was just fantastic. And I would imagine, I haven't tried a lot of their single variety ranges out, but I would imagine that they are going to be just as superb as those. So definitely keep an eye out for Ross on Y in the future. I will definitely, well, I won't put my money on it, but I'll say that they will most likely go up in the ranks if I do start having more of their range. So that's it for now. That's the 2211 done. There you go. My coughing has stopped. Isn't that crazy? But yeah, thank you guys for bearing with me. You two viewers have stuck through the whole 26 minutes of me blathering on and doing all this. But look out in the next few days. Well, I'll say probably in the next week or so. I will try and get the top 10 out. But I'm not going to give too much away. But it's changed a lot. I know the top 20 didn't do too much because most things just moved down a couple of spots. But trust me, the top 10 has changed drastically. So keep your eyes peeled for it. It will be up in the next week or so. But for now, it's a very snotty and very cold-ridden cider drinker signing off. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, despite all the distractions and things that went on. Let me know in the comments below. Have you had any of those producers before? What do you make of them? Are there any producers that I've missed? Are there any recommendations that you think should be on the list? If so, once again, comment below. I would love to hear your views and I will respond to them. But for now, I'm going to go finish off my tea, rest up, and hopefully by next week my cold will have been gone and we'll start the top 10. But for now, I'll see you next time. Take care, everyone.